The UK Spencer Stuart Board Index provides a telling snapshot of the condition of boards today. If you look at the population of non-executive directors in the top 150 companies in the FTSE, it looks as if diversity is improving. So the proportion of women on these boards has risen slightly to 39%. They've been given an extra push in that direction over the past year. 43% of new appointments to the non-executive director ranks have been women. Now, what is so curious is that if you look at the executive ranks, diversity is actually going backwards slightly. A critical angle of diversity is to look at how many women are holding the top leadership positions. This is clearly important because these women are role models for those who wish to rise through the workforce. Here, I'm afraid the picture is not all that thrilling. Among the top 150 companies in the FTSE, merely 6 female chairs are to be found. We feel there is an urgent need for a broader public debate about some of the issues that may be hindering women from rising through to positions of leadership. It's important to remember that diversity in the boardroom is about much more than gender. In our board evaluations, we have frequently found that a truly diverse board across all the dimensions of diversity generally experiences a more pointed, more stimulating and a better debate. That usually leads to better decisions and therefore better outcomes for the company and its shareholders. In our experience, the best boards never stop asking themselves difficult questions about how effective they really are. To that end, it was cheering to see in these latest results that 43% of boards in the FTSE 150 carried out an external evaluation last year. Compare that picture with 10 years ago, when 27% of boards carried out external evaluations. There's a very clear trend there to a more professional and systematic attitude by boards into appraising their own effectiveness. Another interesting dimension of our study is the rise of board committees. Among the FTSE 150, 60% of these companies have 4 or more board committees at work, compared to just 1/3 10 years ago. This is a good thing. It shows how the boards are increasingly delegating from the group board to the committees to do the heavy-duty work, allowing the board to focus on the broader issues and strategy. However, it does enormously add to the workload of the non-executive directors, and this is a big feature in the rising concern over overboarding. The whole notion of overboarding has been a critical issue for the past couple of years, but especially in the past year or so, when institutional investors have become increasingly vocal, when they're worried that board members are accepting too many boards and spreading their efforts, therefore too thinly and not performing so well. This is a problem all around the world to different degrees. It's a matter of debate around the boardroom table as a whole, but chairs in particular are becoming much more discriminating about whether or not they're prepared to accept an additional role. The same is true of chief executives. The proportion of chief executives in the FTSE 150 who are happy to sit on one external board has gone down from 44% to 35%. These chief executives are being increasingly careful about taking on another board.